Side Lions podcast. I am your host back here again, Ben Miller at Lions West Side on Twitter. Head on over to Twitter if you've not done so already. Give us a follow and just keep up on what's new in the Lions world. I was out for a week. I am back. I just found out this last week. Apparently, we were having some problems with uploading our past couple episodes onto our Anchor site. So our past couple episodes have not actually gone out to everybody. So it's almost just kind of like a restart here. So the past couple weeks we're going to kind of forget about. We're going to talk about this week and just kind of go from there. We had a game today. We are recording this on Sunday night. The Lions faced the Cleveland Browns today in Cleveland. It was closer than what some people thought it would be, but I think we could all agree by no way, shape, or form an exciting game. Um, so I guess I don't even have because we're doing this recording so close to the game. I didn't even feel like putting in a whole bunch of points and things to talk about. Let's just talk about it. I have a couple things I want to make sure we go over, but let's just talk about the game. What did you guys think of the game? I'll start with Austin with you. What do you think of this game?
Yeah, I mean, a hard fought game. Um, Proud of the guys. I mean, yeah, Boyle came in. He played not super great, but I mean, I was happy to see somebody else besides Goff. Um, and happy to see that he took some risks. But I mean, his passing was, really kind of piss poor in the first half, and that I was not super happy about after everybody was kind of raving about the arm that he quote unquote has. So, I mean, overall, I thought they played pretty decent, but lots of stuff to work on, especially penalties. That's my kind of biggest takeaway from this game.
Yeah. So I guess before we get into Jake's view of things, let's just talk about that real quick because that was a big talking point coming into this game. Jared Goff did not play. Tim Boyle came in. Tim Boyle was known to be kind of more of the deep shot kind of guy, although as we saw in preseason, they were all over the place. They were not super accurate, but he did try to throw the ball downfield, which was, at least in my opinion, I was at least excited to see that we at least try to throw it downfield. I think I think the one that got intercepted, if you put it a little bit more inside, it's a good play. Um, you just kind of got to put it where your guy gets it or nobody gets it. And then the other one, he thought Swift was supposed to sit and he didn't, and
Yeah.
he threw the ball right into the other guy. I mean, it was a bad. So he got a couple interceptions on the game. Um, but at least he did what I think a lot of the Lions fans wanted to see out of a backup or just a different quarterback come in and do, which was just throw the ball downfield more. He
Mm-hmm.
did it. Wasn't very successful, but he at least tried to throw it downfield, which we hadn't seen a whole lot of. Um, so Jake, I'll go over to you now. Your thoughts on the game, and what about specifically about Tim Boyle and Jared Goff and how that relates?
Personally, I've what I saw out of this game was it's one of our better games we had this season. I think what we saw today was what I was expecting us to play like for this season really. The close game, the play style, low scoring. That's what I was more of expecting going into the season. And with Tim Boyle, I mean, he didn't do great by any means, but it's way better to see him than Golf right now. I
Yeah,
I think we're all tired of Goff, and I really like I like a lot of things I saw from Tim Boyle, and I we're still under the game plan of just let Swift do everything, which I'm fine with because I mean he's been going crazy.
yeah. So there's two things I want to just go over with you guys first, or with this whole game plan and everything. So first off, I don't think Tim Boyle really proved that he should be out on the field over Jared Goff if Jared Goff is healthy. I think Jared Goff actually got the. I mean, we had one wide receiver who actually caught the ball today. Just one. Amon-Ra St. Brown was the only wide receiver who caught a ball today. So the wide receivers was not utilized. T.J. Hockenson was used, and DeAndre Swift was used, but there's only one wide receiver who caught a ball today, and the average passing yards was not good at all. The passing game was just taken out of the game, it seemed like, and I don't think that that's specifically Tim Boyle's fault. I think that's what they're just wanting to do with play calling. Dan Campbell, again, was calling plays today, and it was, once again, we're just going to run everything. I mean, even on like a 3rd and 12, we're just going to run the ball instead of trying to like pass the ball.
Call.
I think, I mean, and this is a knock on Dan Campbell. I think his play calling is not good. I don't think that.
No, it's not.
And it's kind of the thing where it's a double-edged sword again with this team. It's going to be tough right now to see where the issues are, because he said after the game, he said he was calling the games and he knew that some people were going to say he wanted them to throw it more, but he said he doesn't really feel comfortable doing that right now. And that's kind of a thing on, well, there's not the quarterback trust right now. And then we also don't have the wide receiver talent to do those kind of plays. So they're kind of getting the ball in the hands of the people who are best on the team. But I don't know. I mean, after a while of doing the same thing over and over again, running it, getting it to Swift and Hockenson, it's going to be pretty easy for a defense to say, hey, they're only getting the ball to these two guys. Let's just key on them, and you'll just shut down their entire team. I mean, you got to just take that chance, right? Like, do you think that Dan Campbell will try to start airing it out a little bit more, or do you think that this is just kind of the way that his game plan is, and it doesn't even matter if we had the wide receivers or quarterback?
I mean, they've got to do something. So, I mean, I guess some change is better than no change, in my opinion. I believe that, I don't know. I mean, it was Boyle's first start. Honestly, I would love to. I wouldn't mind seeing him on Thanksgiving against the Bears. Maybe he gets a little more rapport with the wide receivers. They tried to get the ball a lot to Josh Reynolds, but I mean that didn't really pan out.
Not a great day for the first game for Josh Reynolds today.
No,
sadly.
I mean his first ball was right in his hands, and that's one you got to catch.
Yep, just dropped that one. Yep,
and then the interception, that one wasn't really his fault. But
yeah, he had that play where he was not covered, and I mean the guy, he had probably 1 or 2 steps on the guy. If Tim Boyle would have thrown it inside a bit more, it would have been a really nice play. But yeah, it's just kind of where we're at. Either the wide receivers are going to suck or the quarterback is going to suck, and I don't like that. But Jake, what about you? Are you as concerned about play calling as that I am?
I'm actually not right now, because I don't feel like Dan Campbell should be getting as much criticism as he is with the play calling, because he's calling plays for by far one of the worst offenses in the league right now. Mm-hmm. And the talent is very minimum right now. And the talent in the pass game, comparing to the run game, it's a major difference we have. So if I were calling the plays, I'd be running the ball constantly. 3rd and 12, probably not. Well, definitely not. But at the same time, if you have a running back like DeAndre Swift, where you can just keep on running and running and running, and then backups as well that can run too, I would just continue to do that if that's what's working for us.
Yeah.
But to be fair, nothing is working for us because we don't have a win yet. But I feel like running the ball is our best option right now.
I didn't notice, but was Matt Nelson out today or not?
Matt Nelson was not playing today. He was still injured. He's still getting over his injury.
Yep.
So now that you brought that up, let's talk about that. So we lost Halapoulivaati Vaitai early in this game with an injury, and so we had a backup. come in for our right guard, and then
And then
our
Evan Brown went out.
backup center got injured, and so then another guy had to come in. And we still did decently well on this offensive line. I mean, we came into this season talking about the amazing strength that this offensive line would be. And even when it's not fully healthy, we've seen flashes of that, right? Like in passing sets, we didn't have a whole lot of them. But again, Penei Sewell up against one of probably the best edge defender right now, Myles Garrett, didn't really put up a ton of pressure. Taylor Decker on the other side played well. I think once we get, the best center back in the NFL, and get our whole line healthy, I think that I would probably be okay with just running the ball a million times because we can just clear holes. We were even doing it some today, and we've got DeAndre Swift. So, I mean, we have a really good formula for our run game. And if we can get that going, along with just get a couple wide receivers that are not, practice squad players, I think the offense has potential to be pretty good, even under like a Jared Goff kind of a quarterback. I think it's still potential that he's able to do a little bit more with some better weapons around him. But, I mean, I don't think we're that far away from being able to have a very talented thing because it starts with a line, and I do think we have a good one, although it got kind of beat up today. But okay, so here's my question to you. When is the last time you remember having a running back room like this for the Detroit Lions? Can you even remember a running back room like this for the Lions? I mean,
No.
we have our RB1.
Not even close.
Our RB1 is amazing. Our RB2 is a great player. RB3 was just pulling off huge runs. RB4 was pulling off huge runs. I mean, we've got so much depth at the running back position, and we've been starving for that for so long. I can't even remember a team that we've had that had such
What
depth.
about Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah?
Abdullah, the one that we cut off of our team, Amir Abdullah?
Theo Riddick, too. Yeah, they were the best duo.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
yeah,
the only ones that really
third down, everybody knows where the ball is going to go to. Theo Riddick.
Right. I think the only one that comes close is like back when we had Joique Bell and that whole tandem there. That was, probably the closest that we had. But I mean, we have
Kerryon Johnson. His rookie year was close too.
I mean, if you don't count his injury,
his rookie year.
Yeah, if you don't count his injury, because that's got to play into it. But yeah, I think that's a big strength that we can continue to build on, and I know that that's what this coaching staff is wanting to build on. And the thing is, like, it's not a group that's like, oh, they're a free agent this year or whatever. Like, Swift is still only in a second year. We still have him for another 2 years. And our offensive line we've got around for like 6 years. So we have a good piece to build around. And today the offense was very, very boring. However, I think that with a few more pieces and getting the right pieces, I think this offense can start to look very, very dangerous. On the other side of the field, the team or the group on our team that did play decently well was our defense.
Except for penalties.
Well, that was just all over the place. Yeah, the penalties were crazy. But I have to give my hat off through this far in the season. The one thing that has been rather constant, even through some of our worst games, the defense has played above their level of talent on that side. Aaron Glenn has just been amazing with coaching. I love it and I hate it because I really think that he's going to get stolen from us at the end of the year for a head coaching job somewhere. But I would really, really, really like to see him with some actual talent at some of these positions and see what he can do. Remember all the players that we have gone. Romeo Okwara is gone today. Our other edge defender, Trey Flowers, was gone. Okuda is out. Our backup Afitu Malifonwu is out. I mean, yeah, we're a little lacking on the talent and depth side of the defense, and yet we're coming out and we're playing games like this that they're keeping us in the game. They have 2 picks today. I mean, they just played so well, and I have to give all of the props in the world to Aaron Glenn. I saw one major problem though from this defense, but I'll see what you guys say. For how did you guys think the defense played overall today? And I'll start with Jake. What do you think of the defense today?
No, I think the defense did really well considering the Browns' offense. I mean, it looked like they were doing a really good job of stopping Nick Chubb, which is really good considering he's one of a top 5 running back in the league. And I mean, they did stop Baker Mayfield a lot, but I mean, it's Baker Mayfield. But at the same time, with that passing game, I feel like our corners, our safeties, our defensive backfield, and our defense, like the whole defense against the Browns offense. So I was really impressed with how they did today.
Yeah. Austin, what about you?
Yeah, I really liked the aggressive play style they had. Unfortunately, that led to quite a few penalties. Honestly, in my opinion, a lot of them were not kind of weak calls by the refs. But yeah, I mean, I thought they played really well. Albeit the Browns offense was pretty hurt. Jarvis Landry went out hurt. Mayfield was pretty banged up. He wasn't able to run the ball at all, really.
Yep. DPJ was not in.
Yep, they were missing him. Kareem Hunt was out. So, I mean, this was by far not their top, offense. Right. But, I mean, for what it was, I thought we played pretty well. I thought we could have done, a little better stopping the run. But that's just me, I guess.
Yeah, I think the one big knock that I have, that's something that we started off and it wasn't a problem, but it started to slowly become more of a problem as I've noticed the past couple games. When we're rushing just regular 4 or 5, we're not getting pressure on the quarterback at all. When we dial up special blitzes, we can get some pressure, but our just regular guys that are down there are not getting any pressure. So we need very badly an elite pass rusher. I wonder if maybe there's one available for us at our pick in the draft, because we
Aiden Hutchinson
or Kayvon
Thibodeau. No. The better one, Kayvon.
Yes. Kayvon Thibodeau. But we desperately need an elite premier edge rusher, and then it would be helpful to have that plus Romeo Okwara coming back, because they're just not getting a ton of pressure and hurrying the quarterback. There was a couple times where you could see Baker Mayfield going through his whole progression, going from right to left and just taking his time, and we just can't do that. We can't do it and expect to give the corner. I mean, we've talked about that in years before, right? That was a huge thing. We can't get pressure. It makes our corners, have to be out there on an island for 5 seconds. You can't do that. So I think our defense looks much, much better with, 1, our talent coming back, and then 2, a premier edge rusher that can consistently get pressure. But that's all I had for the defense. Otherwise, I thought they looked pretty good as well. I mean, was there anything else that you guys that stuck out to you in this game, or anything else you guys wanted to talk about with this game? Because it was a pretty, like I said, it was kind of a vanilla game. It was kind of whatever. What do you guys think of anything?
I mean, I will say.
Oh, go ahead.
I will say Julian Okwara. I thought he played pretty well.
He's
he had
growing.
Quite a few plays. He's really kind of coming into his own right now, and happy to see that. This is just a little off topic, but at this point in his career, would you call Da'Shawn Hand a bust?
Da'Shawn Hand, I would. I don't know. I would. I don't like to say the word bust. I just don't. I feel like the injuries have affected him at this point. To it, it just brought him down to another level. I think he had a ton of potential, and he could have probably hit it. But I think at this point, his injuries and everything just haven't made him as effective anymore. So I guess if that's what you want to call a bust, I'd give it a. I guess so. But he was also a 4th round pick, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, still, but I'm just saying with his injuries, I feel like at this point he might
I think
be someone
I
to
think
cut
what
or
yeah, I think with what he showed for his rookie year, I think that he has let us down a whole lot from that point to now.
Mhm.
However, just getting a guy in the 4th round and probably what he's producing now, I don't know if I'd say bust, but from what we saw his first year to
Yeah.
now, I'd say it's a definite letdown. What about you, Jake? You agree with me?
If he was a first or second round pick, I'd say he's a bust. But he was drafted in the 4th round, and his rookie year was phenomenal. He made the second All Rookie team his rookie year. So I wouldn't consider him a bust, but his injuries definitely ruined his career for him.
Yeah. I think overall our defensive tackles just are kind of struggling a little bit, and most of that, I think some of that is because we have 2 of our rookies um, out there trying to do it, just getting thrown to the fire, and they're both,
I mean,
you know,
McNeil is playing pretty well, and
they're both doing
so did
okay, they're doing decent.
Onwuzurike.
Yeah, they're
So
both doing decent, and they're both growing, which is what we want to see. It's just we're not getting help from the guys that we should be getting help from. The Nick Williams or Michael Brockers. Like those guys, your veteran guys that you have in there supposed to be helping out are really not doing a bunch. Um, and that's where the problem is. I don't think it's the younger guys that are the big problems right now. I think it's the veteran guys that are not producing the way that they should be. And that's where the issues really start getting, where we're not getting that pressure and all that kind of stuff. So, um, I hope that it continues to build, but we'll see. We will hopefully see a lot of things change in the offseason for this team, probably on offense and defense, continuing this retooling, as Brad Holmes likes to call it. Um, but yeah, so this game makes us to 0-9-1. Um, we have Thanksgiving coming up here. The annual tradition of watching the Lions on Thanksgiving is a cherished event around here. We have the Chicago Bears again, and it's always fun for me when I watch this game on Thanksgiving because, of course, I'm back home, and Thanksgiving I'm usually with my in-laws, and then they are Bears fans, and so we'll watch this game. And the past couple years, it's just been very disappointing for me. But what do you guys think? Do the Lions have a chance this week against the Bears? Fields left the game today with an injury. Don't know how serious that was or anything. But as you remember, the last time we faced the Bears, it was a pretty rough game. Do you think that Lions are closer to being able to have a shot, or what's your thoughts on this game on Thanksgiving? Austin, I'll start with you.
um, I think if Boyle can get some more rapport in I mean, I guess, pretty short time, but I mean Monday, Tuesday they'll have practice, Wednesday walkthrough. So, I mean, if he can get, just a little bit more connection with them, and our offense can kind of click a little bit more, I mean, I could see us eking out a win. But I mean,
I hope
our
not.
defense really has to kind of, play lights out. So,
Yeah,
you just
I
say
hope
you
they
hope
don't.
not?
I hope not. I have money on for when the Lions get their first win, and it's
Yeah,
a
well, I
lot.
don't care about that.
Jake, what about you? What do you think about this week?
I think I think it'll be a close loss personally, but knowing the Lions on Thanksgiving, there's always that extra boost of morale. I feel like because like we always play on Thanksgiving, that's our tradition,
Mm,
and we're one of the few teams. Us and the Cowboys play every Thanksgiving,
right.
and I feel like it's that extra boost of morale to win on Thanksgiving that might help us, but at the same time, I think we need a miracle if Justin Fields is healthy.
Right. Yeah. It's a big game. It's a big rivalry. It's going to be a big rivalry weekend that weekend. We got Chicago versus the Lions. We have number 6 ranked Michigan against number 4 ranked Ohio State. I think Michigan State has a game too. What are they ranked again now, Jake? Like 12 or something.
I think it was a little soon to bring that one up for him.
I had to do it. But with that, let's go ahead and go into the one thing that we think we know for the Thanksgiving game against the Bears. And Jake, I will go ahead and start off with you since I gave you a little stuff there. I'll give you the first one.
I think David Montgomery will be the player of the game. I think the Bears' running game is one of the stronger points on their offense, and I think David Montgomery will be eating that turkey leg after the game.
Okay, Austin, over to you.
I was pretty happy that Hawkinson for this last game was able to get me my mind correct, but I think he'll do it again this game, but I'm going to go with Swift. I think he's going to rip off another 20-plus yard touchdown.
Okay. All right. And mine was going to be, I think Swift's going to get 2 touchdowns. That's my thing I think I know.
Have to do with the running back.
I mean, with the way that they're calling the games, I think it's pretty pretty safe things that we think we know.
Oh, I got one thing I forgot to ask you guys. Did you see what that penalty was after the? Yes. Yeah, you saw it. Jake, did you see it?
No.
On Jonah Jackson.
Jackson
got flagged in the middle of a commercial, and we came back and it was a personal foul or whatever, and 15 yards. We're all like, wait, what just happened? And Dan Campbell got asked about it after the game, and what did he say, Austin?
He said something about one of the opposing players' mothers. That's all we know.
He's talking about someone else's mom.
He's telling some Yo Mama jokes out there, and he gets flagged.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and end it out for today. As always, make sure you go follow the podcast on the Anchor.fm site or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Go ahead and give us a follow on there. Give us a review. Give us a like. We would really appreciate it. We are also now on YouTube, so you could see our pretty little faces, except for today. I did not put any makeup for you guys. I'm so sorry. I had to roll out of bed for this one. But on that note, we're going to see you after this week. So have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Spend it with your family. Enjoy your time and enjoy your Thanksgiving. Watch Lions football and go Lions.